Welcome to the Forgotten History Channel, where we uncover the hidden gems of history, stories of remarkable individuals and events that have faded into the shadows of time. Here, we explore the untold, the overlooked, and the extraordinary that shaped the world as we know it. Today, we bring you a tale of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. The story of Noor Inayat Khan, a Sufi princess turned Allied spy during the chaos of World War II. Born into Indian royalty, Noor's life began steeped in the ideals of peace and spirituality. Yet, she would later risk everything to fight against tyranny, serving as one of the most daring operatives in the French resistance. How did a woman raised in a tradition of nonviolence come to wield the most dangerous weapon of all? Information? What drove her to leave a life of privilege to become a silent warrior in the fight against oppression? And what price did she ultimately pay for her bravery? Join us as we unravel the extraordinary journey of Noor Inayat Khan, whose story is as captivating as it is inspiring. This is history as you've never seen it before. If you're intrigued by hidden stories and remarkable figures like Noor, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another incredible story from the Forgotten History Channel. Let's begin. Noor Inayat Khan was born on January 1, 1914, into a lineage as rich and storied as the history of India itself. Her father, Hazrat Inayat Khan, was a revered Sufi mystic and musician who dedicated his life to spreading the message of peace and unity across cultures. Noor's mother, Ora Ray Baker, was an American woman of great intellect and warmth who embraced her husband's spiritual path with unwavering devotion. From an early age, Noor's life was steeped in the ideals of compassion and nonviolence. Her family's home in Paris was not just a place of residence, but a sanctuary for seekers of truth. It resonated with the melodies of her father's Indian instruments and the quiet hum of prayer, creating an atmosphere of profound serenity. Noor's childhood was a blend of Eastern spirituality and Western modernity. She excelled in her studies and exhibited a natural talent for the arts, particularly music and writing. Her tales for children, published in France, reflected her vivid imagination and deep empathy for the human spirit. But life was not without its trials. The untimely death of her father, when Noor was just 13, left a void in the family, thrusting her into a role of responsibility far beyond her years. She became a source of strength for her mother and siblings, embodying the very values her father had taught: love, resilience, and the courage to face life's adversities. In a world inching toward war, Noor's early years seemed like the calm before the storm. Little did she know that her upbringing in peace would prepare her for a mission where her moral fortitude would be tested like never before. The year was 1939, and the world stood on the precipice of chaos. As the ominous clouds of World War II gathered, Europe braced for a conflict unlike any it had seen before. Noor Inayat Khan, now in her mid-20s, found herself in Paris, her serene world disrupted by the deafening march of history. Initially, Noor's contributions were aligned with her upbringing. She joined the Red Cross as a nurse, tending to the injured with compassion and care. Music remained her solace and her gift, and she often played her harp to lift the spirits of those around her, even as the shadow of war loomed ever larger. But in June 1940, her life took a dramatic turn. The fall of France to Nazi forces was a moment of profound reckoning. Noor and her family fled to England, leaving behind the life they had built. The sights of war and the stories of those suffering under Nazi occupation stirred something deep within her. Despite being raised in the principles of nonviolence, Noor felt a growing conviction that peace could only be achieved by confronting the forces of tyranny. It was in England that Noor made a choice that would define her legacy. Against the backdrop of the Blitz and the urgency of the Allied war effort, she volunteered for the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, WAF. Her linguistic skills and fluency in French quickly caught the attention of the Special Operations Executive SOE, a secret organization formed to conduct espionage, sabotage, and reconnaissance in occupied territories. The pacifist princess was about to take her first steps into the perilous world of espionage. For Noor, the decision was not made lightly. It was a moral struggle, reconciling her spiritual upbringing with the harsh realities of war. Yet, she knew that doing nothing was not an option. Her path was clear: to fight not with weapons, but with the power of information, in service of a greater good. Noor Inayat Khan's decision to join the Special Operations Executive SOE was a leap into a world of danger and deception. The SOE, known as Churchill's Secret Army, was tasked with undermining Nazi control in occupied Europe. Noor's linguistic skills and deep knowledge of France made her an ideal candidate for one of the most perilous roles: a radio operator behind enemy lines. When Noor began her training, it was clear she had much to learn. The SOE's rigorous program was designed to prepare agents for the harsh realities of espionage. Recruits were taught everything from hand-to-hand combat and weapons handling to the art of disguise and the critical skill of coding and transmitting messages quickly under pressure. For Noor, whose gentle nature clashed with some of these demands, the training was an uphill battle. Her instructors noted her struggles in areas like physical endurance and marksmanship. One report described her as clumsy and unsuited for espionage, but these assessments belied her determination. Noor excelled in the technical aspects of her training, particularly in handling the bulky and temperamental radio equipment she would rely on in the field. Her fluency in French and her ability to remain calm under stress soon began to shine through. Despite the doubts of her trainers, Noor's resolve never wavered. She knew the risks of her mission. Radio operators in occupied France had an average life expectancy of just 6 weeks. But she also knew the importance of her work. With every grueling exercise, she grew more adept, honing her skills and steeling herself for the challenges ahead. By the end of her training, Noor had proven herself not only capable but also courageous. She was ready to embark on her mission, carrying the weight of expectation and the hope of liberation for those suffering under Nazi rule. In June 1943, Noor Inayat Khan was parachuted into occupied France under the code name Madeline. Her mission was as critical as it was perilous: to serve as the lifeline between the French resistance and the Allied forces by transmitting vital intelligence back to London. As a radio operator, Noor was part of an elite and highly vulnerable group. Her work required skill, quick thinking, and nerves of steel. Operating in the shadow of constant danger, Noor navigated the labyrinth of Nazi-occupied Paris. She worked tirelessly, moving between safe houses to avoid detection. Her radio, hidden in a suitcase, became her constant companion. Every transmission was a race against time. The distinctive crackle of radio signals could betray her location to German patrols equipped with direction-finding technology. For Noor, every moment spent transmitting was a gamble with her life. Despite the ever-present threats, Noor's resourcefulness allowed her to stay one step ahead of her pursuers. She adopted multiple disguises, altered her routines, and used her deep understanding of French culture to blend seamlessly into the city. Her calm demeanor under pressure made her an invaluable asset. She continued to send crucial updates to the SOE, including intelligence about enemy troop movements and plans for resistance operations. Her work was not without its sacrifices. Noor often worked alone, with no immediate support network, enduring long hours in isolation. Yet her unwavering sense of duty kept her going. The information she provided played a vital role in the success of Allied operations, proving that even in the darkest of times, courage and determination could light the way. For months, Noor's transmissions reached London, a testament to her skill and resilience. But with each successful operation, the risk grew. The Gestapo was relentless in its hunt for resistance operatives, and Noor was acutely aware that her time might be running out. Still, she persisted, embodying the quiet bravery that would define her legacy. For months, Noor Inayat Khan evaded capture, operating in the heart of Nazi-occupied Paris. Her transmissions were vital to the resistance, and her efforts did not go unnoticed by the Gestapo. The danger was ever present, and Noor was aware that betrayal could come from any corner. The web of betrayal began to weave itself in October 1943. A fellow SOE agent, compromised and under duress, revealed key details about Noor's operations. Armed with this information, the Gestapo tracked her movements and identified her safe house. On a fateful day, the knock at the door was not a friend or ally, but a trap set by her enemies. Noor was arrested and taken to Gestapo headquarters. Despite the suddenness of her capture, she displayed remarkable composure. She knew that the Gestapo would stop at nothing to extract information from her. What followed was an ordeal that tested her resilience to the core. For days, Noor was interrogated relentlessly. The Gestapo subjected her to physical and psychological torture, attempting to break her spirit and uncover the secrets of the resistance network. But Noor remained steadfast. She fed her captors false information, buying precious time for her comrades to reorganize and continue the fight. Even in captivity, Noor's courage shone. She attempted multiple escapes, one of which involved scaling the walls of her prison with improvised tools. Though she was ultimately recaptured each time, her defiance inspired those who learned of her attempts. The Gestapo, frustrated by her silence and daring, labeled Noor as one of the most dangerous agents they had encountered. Her refusal to betray her allies, even under the gravest conditions, was a testament to her unyielding bravery and loyalty. Noor's capture marked a turning point in her story, but it was not the end of her legacy. In the darkest moments, her unwavering principles encouraged to find her as a true hero, even in the face of unimaginable suffering. Noor Inayat Khan's imprisonment was meant to silence her. Instead, it became another testament to her extraordinary courage and resilience. Detained at the Gestapo headquarters in Paris, Noor faced brutal conditions designed to break both her body and spirit. Her captors underestimated her resolve. The first weeks of captivity were marked by relentless interrogation. Noor endured physical beatings and psychological torment, yet she refused to betray her comrades. She misled her interrogators with false information and stubbornly guarded the secrets of the resistance. To her, silence was not just a strategy, but a form of resistance, a quiet defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite her imprisonment, Noor never stopped fighting. She made multiple escape attempts, each a daring gamble that demonstrated her unyielding will. In one attempt, she managed to break free from her cell and navigate through the labyrinthine corridors of the Gestapo headquarters. Though she was ultimately recaptured, her audacity earned her the respect of fellow prisoners and even begrudging admiration from some of her captors. Her defiance extended beyond physical acts. Noor maintained her dignity and refused to show fear, a small but significant victory over those who sought to crush her spirit. She secretly communicated with other prisoners, sharing words of encouragement and hope, keeping the flame of resistance alive within the walls of her confinement. As the months dragged on, the Gestapo deemed Noor too dangerous to remain in Paris. She was transferred to Germany, where the conditions grew even harsher. In the notorious Pforzheim prison, she was kept in solitary confinement, shackled hand and foot. The isolation was grueling, but Noor's mind remained sharp. She continued to resist, refusing to yield to despair. Her captors knew they had imprisoned a woman of extraordinary character, and it frustrated them deeply. Noor's courage in captivity became an enduring symbol of resistance, a quiet yet powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit even in the darkest of times. In September 1944, Noor Inayat Khan was transferred to Dachau, one of the most infamous concentration camps of the Nazi regime. Her journey from Pforzheim prison to Dachau was marked by brutality, yet Noor remained composed. Even in the face of unimaginable suffering, her courage never wavered. The final hours of Noor's life were a testament to her extraordinary spirit. along with 3 other female SOE agents. She was taken to the execution grounds at Dachau. As the guards delivered their orders, Noor stood tall, her eyes resolute, refusing to give the Nazis the satisfaction of breaking her. Witnesses later recalled that her last word was simple but profound: liberté, freedom. Noor's execution was swift and merciless. She was shot in the back of the head, her life extinguished, but her legacy immortalized. Even in death, Noor's bravery inspired those who knew her story. The guards who sought to strip her dignity had instead highlighted her unwavering resolve and unshakable belief in freedom and justice. Reflecting on Noor's sacrifice, her SOE colleagues described her as one of the bravest individuals they had ever known. A senior officer would later write, "She faced her end with a quiet defiance that will be remembered for generations." Noor Inayat Khan's story does not end with her execution. Her life became a symbol of the triumph of human spirit over oppression. In the years following the war, she was posthumously awarded the George Cross and the Croix de Guerre, honoring her bravery and sacrifice. Her name lives on as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest times, courage and conviction can shine brightly. Noor Inayat Khan's story did not end with her tragic death at Dachau. In the years following World War II, her extraordinary courage and sacrifice were recognized by the nations she served so selflessly. In 1949, Noor was posthumously awarded the George Cross, one of the United Kingdom's highest honors for bravery in non-combat situations. The citation praised her unwavering determination and loyalty in the face of unimaginable adversity. France, too, honored Noor for her service to the resistance. She was awarded the Croix de Guerre with a Silver Star, a testament to the vital role she played in the fight against Nazi occupation. These accolades serve as symbols of her incredible bravery and the deep respect she earned from the nation she fought to protect. Noor's legacy extends far beyond these honors. She has become a symbol of resistance, resilience, and the power of quiet courage. In 2012, a bronze bust of Noor was unveiled in Gordon Square Gardens, London, the first memorial in Britain dedicated to an Asian woman. The inscription reads, "Freedom, liberty, truth," words that encapsulate her life's mission. Her story has inspired books, documentaries, and educational initiatives, ensuring that her sacrifice is not forgotten. Noor's tale resonates deeply, particularly with young women and members of marginalized communities, as a reminder that greatness is not defined by background or circumstance, but by the choices we make in the most challenging moments. Her quiet defiance in the face of tyranny, her compassion, and her steadfast belief in the principles of freedom and justice continue to inspire new generations. Noor Inayat Khan's life is a powerful example of how one individual's courage can echo through history, lighting the path for others to follow. As we reflect on Noor's legacy, we are reminded of the enduring impact of those who dare to stand up for what is right. Her story is not just one of sacrifice, but of hope, a beacon for those who believe in the transformative power of courage and conviction. Noor Inayat Khan's journey was one of extraordinary courage, resilience, and selflessness. Born into a life of privilege and peace, she chose a path of unimaginable danger to fight against tyranny and oppression. As a radio operator for the Special Operations Executive, Noor faced relentless threats in Nazi-occupied France. Yet she remained unwavering in her mission to support the resistance and the Allied war effort. Her actions, from her daring escape attempts to her refusal to betray her comrades under torture, exemplify a level of bravery that few could ever imagine. Noor was not just a spy. She was a beacon of hope, standing for liberty and justice in the darkest of times. Her ultimate sacrifice at Dachau serves as a stark reminder of the cost of freedom and the extraordinary individuals who have paid that price. Today, Noor's story continues to inspire people around the world. She has become a symbol of quiet strength and an enduring testament to the power of conviction. Her legacy reminds us that heroes are not defined by their strength or weapons, but by their unyielding commitment to doing what is right, even when the odds are against them. As we close this chapter, Let us reflect on Noor's life and her incredible contributions. Let her courage inspire us to stand against injustice, to protect the freedoms we hold dear, and to remember those who came before us to pave the way for a better future. This is Noor Inayat Khan, a name, a story, and a legacy that must never be forgotten. If you've been moved by Noor's story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Forgotten History channel. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next incredible story we uncover. Together, let's ensure these forgotten tales continue to inspire generations to come.